Hi friends, welcome to our channel Divya English Speaking Academy, English for International Communication. So if you are new to the channel and like our content, consider subscribing and hit the notifications bell to be the first one to know when we upload new video. So today's topic, I'm going to be teaching you on WH question words. Okay. So their meanings in English, and then WH question words with auxiliary verb, WH question constructing format, WH question interrogative negative. Here are all WH question words: when, where, who, why, what, which, whose, whom, how much, how many, how long, how far, how often, and here are meanings. When, time, where, place, who, person, why, reason, what, object, idea, action, which, choice, whose, possession, whom, person in objective case, how, manner, how much, price, amount, uncountable, how many, number, quantity, countable, how long, duration, how far, distance, how often, frequency. So these are all WH question words that we use in our conversation. All 24 auxiliary verbs: is, am, are, was, were, do, does, did, has, have, had, shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, must, ought to, need, dare, used to. So all these 24 auxiliary verbs are used with WH question words. Okay, so WH question constructing format will be something like this: WH question word in first place, and then after that helping verb in second place, which is known as auxiliary verb, and then plus subject plus main verb plus object or other word. Example: what did she do yesterday? Now what question? What is used when asking for information about something, as in, for example, what is she doing these days? What you said I didn't hear. What did you say when you were caught? Okay, so these three questions you can just see there. First question is following the absolutely format of WH question format, and then second question, the what is being used there as a relative pronoun. Relative pronoun means joining two sentences together. It's not following the WH format of asking question, rather it's joining two sentences together. What you said I didn't hear, it's joining two sentences. Okay, and then next, where question: where do you go for tuition? Where have you kept the book? Where he goes, no one knows. Okay, here also it's joining the two sentences. Okay, when question, asking for time: when did you arrive? When was she calling you? When you speak English, I don't understand. Now it's not here WH question format, it's joining two sentences. Fine, so joining two sentences, but it talks about time. Okay, for example, when I was 15 years old, I went to Shimla. Now I'm joining here two sentences. I'm not asking question, I'm using when. So some of these WH words are known as a relative pronoun. When they are used as a relative pronoun, so they are not used there as for the WH question format. So they are used there to join two sentences. Rather, they may ask question, but the purpose is there to join two sentences. Okay. And then who question. Okay, who is that? Who wrote Moby Dick? Who is she calling you? Whose question? Whose car is this? Whose place are you staying at? Whose are these shoes? Which question, which is used to ask about choice, as in, which flavor of ice cream would you like? Which route do you think we should take? Which of the two is better? Which country would you like to visit? Why question and how question. Okay, why is used for asking for reason. Why would you say something like that? Why does the food smell bad? Why doesn't she call you nowadays? How is used when asking about manner or quality or condition, as in, For example, how did you do that? How was the movie? How is life going on? Okay, how much and how many, very very important topic. So how much, how many, how much is used for price, amount, uncountable things. How much does it cost? Now here I'm talking about the cost. I'm talking about the cost of anything. So we don't say how many. Make sure that if you want to ask the cost of anything, never ever say how many. How much is this? Or else we can say how much does it cost? How much do they cost when we are talking about plural? Okay, and then after that, how much for amount? How much salary do you need? How much money should I deposit in your bank account? Okay, and then how much for uncountable nouns? Oil, water, rice, sugar, electricity. Fine. Now how much oil do you need? How much rice would you like to buy from supermarket? Okay, how many for numbers, quantity and countable things. How many students are there in your school? Not how much. Here we will not say how much. How many, because it's countable. How many students are there in your school? How many chairs are in this room? How many pens do you want? Okay, the difference, make sure that never ever get confused between how much and how many. Next. Okay, how long? How long means duration, time period. 1 hour, 2 months, 5 years, something like that. For example, how long do you play? Now I'm asking the time period. I play 2 hours. How long does she study? She studies in half an hour. Okay, how long did they do hard work? They hardly did hard work half an hour. They hardly did hard work half an hour. How long will you stay here? How long has she played cricket? Now time period. How long has she played cricket? She has played cricket for 6 months. Okay, how long have you been staying here? I have been staying here for 15 years. How long were they shouting in the class? Maybe some students were shouting in the class, and then now the principal is asking, how long were they shouting in the class? Answer can be they were shouting for half an hour. Okay, how long will he survive? Now if we think that somebody can't survive, so we are asking question, how long will he survive? So make sure that how long we use for time period. How far, distance, physical distance. Okay, how far is railway station from here? How far is your school? How far do you go for morning walk? It's physical distance. Now we are talking about physical distance. Okay, after that, how often? How often is used to describe adverb of frequency. For example, how many times somebody does something. How many times something happens. How often do you travel? How often do you travel to foreign countries? Okay, I travel to foreign countries once in a year. Okay, how often do you brush your teeth in a day? I brush my teeth twice in a day. How often does she call you? She sometimes calls me. Okay, so how often do you listen to music? I don't listen. How often do you read? So these all WH question words are very important. Now when we talk about conversation in English language, any conversation, it begins with question. Okay, now we want to talk in English language. So talking in English language, it requires practice. Okay, and then any conversation, it begins with question. So we should know how to ask right question. Responding question may be easy because already somebody has constructed question. We just need to understand how much we have understood that question. Now when we want to ask question to somebody, we should know the right format of asking question, especially when we talk about WH question words. Because if our question is not correct, before somebody responding to us, we'll point out our mistakes there itself. So then our language will not be in standard enough. So make sure that you use these all WH question bots very correctly. When somebody asks question in English language, we get very afraid of the reason we don't understand the question. We should be very good enough understanding the question. We don't understand the question because we are not familiar with all WH question meanings, and then how do they play the role of asking questions with auxiliary verb, that's it, and their meanings. Make sure that you use these all WH question bots very correctly.